Hi guys, I'm Sarah Morris, your career coach, and today we're going to be talking about 3 questions to ask yourself when changing career. Did you know that in an average lifetime, somebody changes job and or career between 12 and 15 times? And today we're going to look at 3 questions you can ask yourself, which will help you with that process. So number 1 is, who are you? So ask yourself, who are you? Now, you are somebody with a huge variety of dimensions to you, both personal and professional. And it's really good to get an understanding of yourself in order to work out where you want to go and what you want to be. So there are lots of different exercises that you can do for this, and each one should really look into different aspects of yourself. So who you are personally and who you are professionally. So for example, one of the things you could do is an exercise I quite like is called 10 Things I Like About Myself. And that's just a nice exercise where you can jot down 10 bullet points of 10 things you like about yourself. Very quick and easy, and it gives you an insight into your strengths. And also you need to look at your values and what sort of things you value. We all value different things in life. Things about yourself, things about work, things about the world around you, things about family. We've all got different things that we value. And working out what you value is really, really important for working out what sort of career would suit you. And then looking beyond values, you might be able to work out an actual purpose for yourself. For example, something that you always felt is a description of you that really epitomizes who you are and what gives you meaning in the world. So example purposes could be, I'm a change maker and always strive to be my best. Or a purpose for you might be, I'm a great communicator and live my life to always communicate well with other people. So looking at purpose is looking at a specific thing about you personally, not about your work, by the way, it's about you personally. And it's looking to specify something really niche that describes who you are and what makes you a person. And once you've understood about your strengths, your values and your purpose, you can start looking into work and the sort of things you like about work. So you've looked at your strength, values and purpose as you as a person, and then you can move into work and look at what you value at work. What are the things in the past, for example, in past jobs that you've really liked? Write a list of that. What are the things in past jobs that you haven't liked, that you really don't like? Write a list of that too. And then one of the really nice things you can do to get to know you in the workplace is, if you've got a good relationship with colleagues from the past, your co-workers from the past, you can ask them to list 5 strengths. So send them an email or a Facebook message or whatever it is, and ask them to come back and list you 3 to 5 strengths about you. And that can be really nice because it gives you an idea of what your workplace strengths are, and it can also be a real confidence booster as well. So once you've looked at who you are as a person, you want to look at who you are professionally as well. Have a look into your history, both work and personal, and work out what's been the best things that you've ever done in your life. What have been the real peaks in your life? What have been the high points? And note those down. And later on, you're going to start to see a pattern in those things. So this is all about who you are. And the question was, who are you? So question number 2 to ask yourself is, what do you want? So after you've worked out who you are, you want to work out, what do you really want? And I would recommend at this stage you keeping a list of crazy, wild career change ideas. So keep it could be like a portfolio of like images and screenshots and things that you've downloaded or saved online. It could be a scrapbook, it could just literally be a list, it could be a poster. of crazy, wild ideas about things that you might like to do in the future. And I would not be constrained by any practicalities here. So just imagine if you could do anything you wanted in the whole world, start making a list of those things. It doesn't have to be a specific job, it can just be aspects of that job. So for example, it could be working outdoors, or having my own company, or something quite general is absolutely fine here because you're going to narrow it down later. So in this what do I want stage, you want to go absolutely wild and not be constrained by any fears or any practicalities, and just try to come up with a list of all the crazy things that you could possibly want if you could do anything in the world. And then you're going to come on to question 3, which is, how do I get there? How do I get there? So question 3, in that sort of third phase of this process of changing career, you're going to go through all the crazy ideas that you've had, and you're going to start to narrow them down. You're going to have to really overcome your fear here, because fear is going to be one of the things that tries to stop you from doing what you want and achieving your purpose and being your best. So you're going to work on overcoming your fears, and again, there's exercises that you can do to try to overcome fears, and you can find these kind of exercises online. I often go through these exercises with my clients. You can use positive psychology, neuro-linguistic programming, and all sorts of different techniques to help you overcome your fear. So in this final stage, you're not going to let fear get in your way, but you are going to need to be practical. So you're going to need to work out what in reality can you do, what is needed to get to where you want to go, and are you going to be able to do that? So for example, what sacrifices are you going to make? What kind of extra training are you going to need, and how are you going to get there? Just bear in mind as well, there's some really good free training courses available online through things like Coursera and edX, for example, and it's quite possible that you can build skills online for free. So if skill set is something that you're going to need to work on for this new career, bear in mind that there are actually loads of free options online, or part-time options or evening options that can be done alongside your current job whilst you're preparing. But it might be, of course, that you need to go and do something at university, for example, or do a longer course or qualification. And so you'll need to work out if that's something that you want to do overall. So in this final stage of how do you get there, you're going to narrow down this list of wild ideas, and you're going to come to a conclusion as to which thing you really want to do, and you're going to make a firm plan of how you get there. And just one thing to note is that 85% of jobs still are gained through networking with people. 85% of jobs are gained through personal networks. So if you're worried about how you're going to get there, the first thing I would recommend you do, absolutely first thing, is ask all your contacts and go onto LinkedIn and find contacts in this area and just email and message like mad and make good contact with people from this profession. And you'll find people are always willing to help. You know, if you send out 10 or 15 emails, the chances are you're going to have 5, 7 or 10 responses of people willing to help you and answer your questions. And then you're starting to build relationships as well, which might even help you get into that niche that you want to go in. So those 3 things are, again, these 3 questions, just to summarise, are: who are you? What do you want if you could do anything in the world? And then finally, how are you going to get there? So you're going to narrow it down to something and work out how you're going to get there. I hope this has been helpful. If you like my channel, don't forget to subscribe and also add yourself to our Facebook group, where there's loads more free exercises and lots of discussion. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye.